J Mac from Syracuse, New York, man. Came all the way out to see my Colorado Buffs.
What channel do you watch that brought you out here?
The pregame show.
Never watched the college game till last season when Coach Prime came to Colorado. And I am in Colorado at Folsom Field. I am the Colorado Buffaloes auntie from Texas. Sweet treat.
Hey, I've been following the pregame show. It's all about let's go Buffs.
Away from Texas, yes sir. Watch you every single day. Nobody lays it down like Uncle Neely and the pregame show.
Neely, pregame show behind the scenes of everything. And why does he get that kind of access? Why does he get that kind of access? Because trust is involved. You would never get the kind of access you desire unless there's trust and relationship. You're trying to put your own game.
Us tight ends have just really embraced that. But you know, what I do best is catch footballs and score touchdowns. So I'm looking forward to do that too.
Are you expecting a lot of 12 personnel this year? Because Savell has gotten pretty used to the position in the last couple of years as a blocker. How much is that being implemented this offseason?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a mix of 11, 12. You know, just whenever my numbers call, this when we go in and do whatever I have to do.
When you talk about playing next to tackles like Jordan Seaton or on the opposing side, what have you learned from those guys and how do they help you in the run game specifically?
Yeah, I'm glad you asked that. Playing next to Seat and Larry Johnson makes my job a lot easier. And those guys are huge, and they move people, so it definitely helps me out a lot.
Right, good. If you're looking at NFL and kind of compare or like try to model your game after certain tight ends, who would you go for?
Yeah, I'd say Brock Bowers is my favorite tight end in the league, even though I'm a Chiefs fan. But obviously I watch a lot of Kelsey just from being a Chiefs fan. But yeah, I'd say Brock for sure.
Sorry about Swifties though. Adam, go ahead.
What did Coach Bartolone say when he reached out initially to recruit you, and how did that process go in terms of picking the Buffs?
Yeah, I'd say it was somewhat of a pretty easy decision for me. You know, when I came on my visit, I saw what the coaching staff is all about, and I saw what the team is all about, and that's really just what sold it for me.
Just how much pride you take in being a D2 guy that was able to get up to this level?
Yeah, man. I mean, it's unbelievable to be here. It's a dream come true, but I'm here, and it's time to show out. So.
Zach, now that you've kind of had the spring and like a handful of fall practice, what do you see as your role, your job in helping this team win games this year?
Yeah, we're gonna pound the rocks, so I obviously got to put my head down and block and that aspect of the game. But also what I bring to the table, man. I'm a shifty guy for how big I am, and I can get open and make big plays for the team. So I'm really excited about that.
Zach, just what have you learned from Coach Bartolone so far? What's it been like, getting to know Savell, those guys in that room?
Yeah, Coach has been unbelievable. He holds us to a really high standard, and that's why I came here. I mean, he expects the most out of us, and and the room of guys is they're all great guys, and it's just been awesome to be here with them.
Zach, you obviously had a really productive year last year. What about the confidence level you had at the end of last year made you confident you could make the jump up to this level?
Yeah, I've always kind of known it. It's just awesome that all these schools recognized it, and what really proved it for me was in spring ball during the spring game. That I can be here, and I can play, and I can't wait. So Zach.
Anything else for Zach? Yep.
Just what have been your impressions of Julian and Caden so far?
Curse.
Yeah, I mean, they're both great dudes, and they're both really good football players. And obviously K-Salt's a vet, and Juju's still learning. But if I'm whoever's out there, I have 100% faith in both of them.
Neely, go ahead.
Like, this is your tight end room, grade-wise, is one of the tightest rooms. Like, it's consistent scoring. How do you separate yourself from the pack, and what's left to do in these last days of camp?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for me is just being consistent, right? It's tough to come out here every day and be consistent, and I think that's been the biggest challenge for me. But that's what I'm working towards every day. So.
All right, thanks, Zach. Appreciate it.
Yeah, of course. Thanks, guys.
We got one more for you.
Oh, one more?
Yeah. Sorry.
Coach Brett's walking up.
Good, man. Adam, you want to start us?
Seville, how much confidence did you gain last season with that playing time as a converted defensive player, and how has your development looked this offseason?
Yeah, definitely a lot of confidence. Just getting the reps that I got and the reps increasing over the year. Us having the success that we had last year, and then obviously knowing that we left some meat on the table, personally and as a team. So just took that into the offseason and tried to work on whatever I could work on.
Of course, we've seen a lot of blocking capabilities from you and some pass game last year, but how do you feel confidence-wise in the pass game? What will we see from you in that area of your game?
I think when the ball comes my way, I'm a secure to catch. I feel like I have some pretty, I'm confident in my hands, and I feel like I'll just be better at dropping my weight and getting out of breaks and just a little faster in the routes this year.
Neely, go ahead. At a recent practice, Coach Prime asked the position coaches, send your best guy out to the middle. And without blinking, Coach Brett sent you out. What does that say for your confidence in what you've done this camp that he didn't hesitate to say it's you right now?
I think it just says that he trusts me, that I show up every day to, our pillars of our program, that I do them, I show up, I work, I'm accountable, and he trusts me to be where I need to be and do my job.
Right, go ahead.
So I want to ask you, how long it took you to acclimate to tight end last year, to get rid of that feeling of wanting to hit a quarterback and actually be the friend of a quarterback?
Honestly, probably like week 3, just because, especially when you're in the trenches, playing DN, you're supposed to strike your hands right away, but sometimes, tight end, you keep the hands tight, and I built that muscle memory. So just having to get the reps, in practice, and especially in the games, which is the real look, probably about week 3, week 4, I say I actually, started to get real comfortable with playing tight end.
How much are you enjoying that?
It's fun. Like I said, it's a different approach to the game, being on the offense. It's a little more cerebral, obviously, we know exactly what we're going to do. Obviously, defense might shift the look or my roller coverage or something like that, but we still know, for the most part, we got to be in that spot, blocking whoever's in that spot, or we got to be at that depth, running that route. Defense, a lot of stuff we got to react to offense. So it's a different game. It's more mental, I feel like.
With that, just how much does your experience as a defensive end help you now in tight end?
Honestly, I would say just the physicality helps a lot more mentally. Obviously, there's some looks, but playing DN is not that complicated. They're going to be in a 6 or a 7, and they're going to try to strike you, they're going to try to get around you versus the passer. So I say just the physicality playing defense, you got to be a little more physical. I feel like playing DN and tight end, but I try to bring my physicality from the defensive side to the offensive side.
It's about making a switch like you did is not something you see out of guys with your high school recruiting pedigree. What about this place in the program made you want to do whatever it took to kind of be a part of it and contribute for this team?
Any level of sports I've ever played, I always felt like you just got to do what's best for the team or what the team asks you. I've never been scared to get my feet dirty, get my hands dirty, or do the dirty work, or sacrifice for myself for the team. So they just, like I said, they asked me when that happened if I wanted to play tight end. I was like, whatever it takes to get on the field and whatever it takes to help the team, I'll do it. So that's what I did. Right.
How motivating is it for you knowing that this offense is going to utilize the tight end a lot more than it did last year?
I would say it's not going to add any extra motivation. Like last year, I was trying to get whatever I could, whether it's going to be, I think I got like 12, 13 reps the first game, I'm trying to get every 13 reps I could, and affect my reps. And, towards the end of the season, I started to get some more reps. But, I'm always motivated to try to get everything I can and get all the meat off the bone. So, Jake, go ahead.
What have you seen from Caden and Julian, and how does that change your role when either one is on the field?
Caden, obviously, he's a bad guy, older guy like myself. I think he's a great leader. I feel like with quarterbacks, you got to kind of have a guy who everybody kind of gravitates towards. I feel like they both have that, Caden and Juju. Obviously, Juju's a little younger, but Juju has great energy as well. And when he's out there, he has crazy zip on the ball. But for me personally, I don't think it changes my approach. I'm always trying to, if I'm in pass protection, block for them. If I'm in the run game, block for Dallin and Mike and all of them. If I'm, if they throwing to me, I'm trying to secure a catch for them. Anything else?
It seems like the running game has been making a lot of plays throughout fall camp. Just kind of how impressive has it been for you? You're making your blocks and you're seeing whether it's Dallin or Mike or DT, all the new guys kind of running past you. What's that been like?
The running backs are really impressive. I think we got an interesting group of guys. Dallin, I feel like kind of can do it all. With his body type. Micah, real bruiser back. Must always lower his shoulder and hit somebody. And then DT, DT. Crazy guy. He's my favorite player of the team. He's so electric, so twitchy, so fast, so explosive, and obviously he used to play receiver, so he come out the backfield. So I feel like we just gotta, and Simeon, of course, you know, older guy like myself, so he comes to work every day, does his job, he's accountable, and you know, he's a real hard worker. So I feel like we got a great back room, and I'm excited to see what they do this year.
What's impressed you about your teammate in the room, Zach Atkins?
Yeah, Zach, he came in spring ball, he had mono, so it was kind of hard for him to just get along with the offense and, you know, get his reps in. But obviously he worked hard, and we all worked hard in the spring and the summer. We got together, you know, did team bonding, went out a couple times, and now obviously we're in the summer. He came and he did his job, did his role. I feel like that'll be good, you know, a little double-headed monster for us. You know, Zach, he used to play receiver too, so you know he's great in the pass game. He's not afraid to get dirty in the run game too. So I feel like it'll definitely just add more versatility to our offense.
Anything else for Seville? All right, thank you, sir.
Thanks.
Appreciate it.
Where y'all from?
We up from Miami, Florida.
All the way from Miami.
All the way from Miami.
Appreciate y'all coming, man.
Hey, man, we love what you guys are doing, man. We want to support you in every way.
Appreciate your family.
And we're recruiting at home. Everything we see at home, we bring it this way.
My man.
You gotta believe. Dude, we've been believing since day one,
That's why I
dog.
gave them to
Remember
you.
back in Jackson State? We've been believing with you in the pregame show.